Hello, I'm Rolando, and welcome to Speaking of Everything. With me, I have, for the first time as an author, um, Mr. And I got a book I got to show you, but I was so surprised, really surprised at the book launch. But we're going to talk about that and a lot more right here on Speaking of Everything with the author, Mr. Rolando S. Tobias. Hey, there, sir.
Hello, good to be here, Oral. It's always a pleasure to be on your program.
Well, it's good to have you.
Thank you.
As I was telling you, man, I was at the book launch and I was surprised. I've been to many. That one was a little different.
Yes, indeed. And we wanted it to be different because of the manner in which the book is written. Valerie Brazier, who's my partner, she organized the entire launch and she said we have to take book launches to a new level. And I must admit that indeed that was done. The entire launch went very successful. And we were very pleased for the folks that came out, supported all the presenters and everyone. So it was a very, very successful book launch.
Now, this is the book, Expressions of an Optimistic
Soul. Yes.
I was taken back to by the title. Tell me about that.
Well, the title of the book actually is written and based on my experiences in life. And as a result of things I've experienced, I've observed, I've thought about. When I decided to go and put it together, I said, listen, my entire nature, my life is one of being very optimistic about everything. I'm the type of person who sees the glass half full. I don't waste time or energy complaining, fussing about things that are especially outside of my control. So because of that, I'm a very optimistic soul.
You're going to live long.
Yes. And there's a song by Buju Banton, which is also called Optimistic Soul, a beautiful song by Buju. And I said, listen, I'm going to call the book Expressions from an Optimistic Soul. And why Expressions? Because it's not a storybook. It's not a book of a story of someone's life or, a novel or anything.
Right.
But it's a book of very short exposés. And because of that, instead of calling them short stories or speeches, I prefer to simply refer to them as expressions. And as a result of that, I came up with the name Expressions of an Optimistic Soul.
Were you surprised to see the audience laughing at something?
And I think, Oral, if you would have paid attention to the manner in which the book launch went as the performers performed, quite often if you looked at me, you would notice instead of watching the performers, I was looking at the audience just to get that feel to see how, they were really enjoying the different expressions. So indeed, I was quite pleased to see how they were into it. There are some of them, we have some pictures and videos of them laughing that you would swear we were probably at Laugh Till Belly Bust instead of at a book launch.
Fernando, be careful. I didn't see him there, but
he wasn't there. But indeed, they really enjoyed it. What we wanted to do, though, we didn't want, like you said, the traditional book launch where someone comes and does a reading or a preview of the book. We wanted indeed a preview of the book, but it was done in a different format. We did it sort of in an interview format, where the host, Valerie Brazier, interviewed me, but we just did very short snippets of an interview, and then we introduced some of the expressions. And what we did was we invited some of our Toastmasters friends, some of the very accomplished Toastmasters on the island, to actually present some of the expressions, and each and every one of them did a fantastic job at it as well.
The lady that did the Gilda,
yes,
I was like, I felt she was really touched. Like it was coming from the soul, man.
Yes, she was very passionate about how she delivered it. That's not the first time she delivered it. Actually, when she'd asked me for a speech, she had to do a Toastmasters project, and she asked me for a speech, and I told her, I have a very nice speech here for you. It's called "Can I Give Change in Dollars?" And it's something of a phenomenon in our society. And she did that speech the very first time, and this time I said I wanted her to do it again, and indeed she presented it. She was not feeling well, but yet she put so much of a passion and into it that indeed it was a lovely presentation.
And we'll sit there saying, you go to places sometimes and you tell you want to change back in Gilda's, man, they want to fight you.
Yes, they look at you funny, and some of them don't even ask you if you want. They just offer you the dollars. But it's a project. It's an expression oral about what's happening in our society. The entire economy and the dollarization, and us losing that value of our own currency, which is the guilder. And actually, I had someone yesterday or the day before sent me a WhatsApp. They were at the book launch, and they said they had a similar experience. They went into a store, and the person said, "Can I give you change in dollars?" And they demanded their change in guilders. So it's an expression about what's happening in our society.
It's amazing because I sat and I think, like, everyone has experienced that before in St. Martin when it comes to shopping with guilders,
Yes.
Like, we don't even see, like, I don't see guilders.
Not like before. And that's how the expressions are written. The expressions are actually written in the book, that they are relatable, that people can sit down and say, yes, I've experienced this as well. I'm aware of this. And indeed, this is a reflection of our society, not just on St. Martin, but worldwide as well.
Old man, the guy that did the old man, what's his name?
Old Man Bose, Glendon Wilson, Toastmaster Glendon Wilson. He did a project of Old Man Bose, which of course, is a nice expression about as we all get older, we tend to feel that somehow we still want to be competitive. We still want to give that impression that we're so good. That, sometimes...
But sometimes you got to do it.
Yes. If you want to stay relevant, sometimes you have to do it. So that expression is about what old folks go through, and the fact that they always still want to show that maybe they're old in body and so on, but their mind is still there. They're quick when it comes to wit. And they also always have a joke, something with a twist. And that was the whole concept behind the expression, Old Man Bose.
And I'm just being very general because I want people to buy your book. So I'm not going to say too much. But really, that one too, man, there was a part there. A lot of people were surprised and they were laughing, man. That was
indeed
really good.
Yes. We selected, there are about 67 expressions in the book spread across 9 chapters. And we only wanted to do 5 or 6 of them because of time. And as a result of that, we selected some that we said will have the folks laughing, but would send a very strong message. There was one, the Ode to the Flamboyant, which is a poem, a tribute to the Flamboyant. And
my favorite tree boy.
Yes. And that was written back in 2006, 2007, during that period when Louis LaVeis and Sharon Kankita were in office, and they came up with this project to have more flamboyance in our nature and so on. And I don't know if you recall, they actually had went around handing out seeds to the population.
I remember that very well when
Louis LaVeis, yes, when he was Commissioner of Culture at that time. And the result of it we see now, from already now, you're already seeing the flamboyance in bloom. Roland Richardson does a very fantastic job of painting them. So I wanted to write an expression that gave proper tribute to the flamboyant, and that was called Ode to the Flamboyant.
It's amazing because it's a very unique tree.
Yes.
A tree where every flamboyant tree have a personality.
Yes.
They will always see it.
Yes.
And some of them are like old people.
Yes.
Even when you look at the bark of the tree.
Yes.
So if you love the tree the way how I love the tree, when I see a flamboyant tree, I see every one of them so unique.
Yes,
and
indeed,
so beautiful.
Indeed, yes.
So when I saw you with that in the book, I was surprised.
Yes. The expression really gave proper tribute to the flamboyant, and the person, the individual, the Toastmaster that we had do the presentation of the Ode to the Flamboyant, Emilia Connor Thomas. She also did a fantastic job of bringing it to life, just with her personality already, the characteristics, tall, majestic, flamboyant young lady who really did an excellent job with that as well. So
and it brought back memories because when I was a little boy, we used to play cockfight.
Exactly. And we didn't even realize at that time that what we were doing was not necessarily a good thing. We were simply having fun, but indeed, whether it was the cockfight or the other aspects of the flamboyant tree, I think she did a fantastic job of bringing that expression to life.
Definitely.
Yes.
You think young children today know about that?
I don't think they have a clue when it comes to that idea of cockfighting, innocent cockfighting, making use of the buds from the flamboyant tree. But that's the way we had fun when we were young. And in the book, there are several expressions also that refer to my youth, for example, and the youth of others. There's a beautiful project in there called The Sweetest Fruit. I don't know if you got to read that one as
No,
yet, but it's called The Sweetest Fruit, and it refers to, as a young man, whenever you went picking fruits, you climbed a tree, and I always wanted to go all the way out to the end, because that's where I always found the sweetest mangoes or the sweetest guineps. And then, of course, I took that metaphor and turned it into a real life experience. The fact that if you want to get the best things in life, sometimes you have to go out on a limb, really have to go all the way out to get that as well.
The risky part.
Yes,
right?
yes. There's no reward without risk.
Exactly.
So you have to take the risk to get the right rewards, yes.
So how long were you planning on having this book?
I've been writing actually since probably early 2001, 2002. As a member of Toastmasters, we're required to deliver speeches and projects, interpretive readings and so on. And I've been writing and delivering those projects. And then I said about maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I decided I'm going to compile some of those projects and actually have it published. I had been working actually on another manuscript, a leadership manuscript, which is about 80% complete. But I said, no, I wanted to do something else first to introduce myself as an author, and then I would come out with the other projects. So I have one manuscript that's about 80% complete, and then 2 more that I have planned to do. So I'll be doing quite a bit of writing and publishing. But this first one, Expressions from an Optimistic Soul, I wanted that to come out first because this book makes a statement. And when you go through the different expressions in it, you'll get a pretty good idea of the statements that I wanted to make in the book.
I think what is going to surprise a lot of people is that the book, the content, what's in there, really surprises you. I don't know if I'm saying it the correct way, but I think the surprise is going to be the surprise.
Yes, and they'll have to purchase the book, like you said, indeed, to really understand what you mean when you say it's going to be a surprise. It's simply written, but all the projects are written with a certain level of depth, a certain level of insight, and they all have a message that they're delivering about our society, the manner in which society is developing, the direction we're going, and so on, as well as personal, inspirational messages as well.
Simple is the best. You look throughout the world, even in music, the Beatles, their songs are very simple.
Yes, but just very powerful.
Exactly. So, simplicity is important, I think.
Yes, I fully agree.
And it goes across all.
Yes, I fully agree. Yeah. Fully agree.
So how has been the response from people since the launching of the book?
The response has been wonderful, overwhelming. Of course, I myself did marketing and public relations for over 11 years for the bank. So that's one of my areas of expertise. And along with Valerie Brazier, from the time we sat down and decided how we were going to launch the book, right down to how we're marketing and promoting the book, the response has been overwhelming. I think if you go up on Facebook, I shared some of the pictures of the launch on Facebook, and this last evening, I believe it was, and the response has simply been overwhelming from all corners of the world, as a matter of fact. I don't know if you recall Lisa Houghton.
Lisa Houghton,
she now lives in Saudi Arabia, and even she commented, on how nice the project. She saw the pictures, and just from seeing the pictures, she felt like she was at the launch. So the response has been very overwhelming. The book sales are going very good. Books are available now at Van Dorpedien and Adolphus Richardson. And of course, the book was published on Amazon, so it is available on Amazon as well.
You can get a digital copy of the book?
We're working now on having the digital copy. So for now, the folks can order the actual paperback. And within short, I think they said in the next week or 2, we would also have the digital version as well. So I'm going to ensure that the book is available to as many persons as possible.
In case you've just joined us, this is Speaking of Our Thing. You're listening to us on Hot 99.9 FM radio, or you're watching us on YouTube and Facebook. And this is the book we're speaking about. The book by Mr. Rolando Tobias, Expressions of an Optimistic Soul. Very, very interesting book. As the author who's here with me said, it's simple. I think it's simple and surprising.
Yes.
All right, so let me come back. We're going to continue right here with Mr. Rolando Tobias on Hot 99.9 FM radio, Facebook, and YouTube. Be right back, please. Stay with us.
We are vibrant, expressive, warm, and diverse. Together, We conquer, and now we expand into new horizons, giving you more of the best. Introducing our new Bankomatico Plus with wider acceptance, purchase protection, and enhanced security. Whether you're online, traveling, or in paradise, experience more with Windward Island Bank. Bankomatico Plus. More of the best.
My guest here on Speaking of Other Thing on Hot 99.9 FM radio, Facebook, and YouTube is Mr. Rolando Tobias, author of the book Expressions of Optimistic Soul. So during the break I was asking you if you could maybe do a little reading from the book, so
sure, I'll be happy to do that, yes. Well, in one of the chapters in the book, one of the 9 chapters is called Poetic Musings, and that's one of those that I had the most fun with, because I tried my hand at writing poetry. Don't know how it came out, but I wanted to just share a piece of one of them with you. One of the pieces that I wrote is called Honor Who Excel, and this is how it goes. In the middle of this school year, I was proud when we decided to have a ceremony to honor the excellent students in our schools. But when I attended, I suddenly got the urge to write a poem. When I heard that we were going to honor some of the island's most excellent, I felt so proud because I was there when the idea came up for an award of excellence for the best student. I dressed up real nice for the night, looking forward to sitting between all these great minds, knowing how proud their parents would feel, because when we talk about doing great things, these were the signs. But as I sat and started to go through the program, I was surprised. I thought my eyes were seeing typos. The last names that were on the list of excellence, all names that I had not seen before. Yusef Tuloch Ramjiawan Sangrado, Cecilia Mendiola Potreal Suryananan, Dayalani Lachmandan Mirchandani Karipawiro. The poor MC couldn't even pronounce. What happened to names like Gums and Lake, Richardson, Scott, Bell, and York? The local names we know so well. What is it? These names don't excel? Maybe these local parents don't make so many children anymore. But then again, census results says no. The children are there, but doing what? We can't tell. But one thing is for sure. In huge numbers, local children do not excel like before. And that's just a part of Honor Who Excel. And indeed, that was written based on an actual situation. I attended an honoring ceremony. And indeed, the names of the top students were not our traditional local names. And it made me wonder, but we still have to honor who excel, Oral, whether we like it or not.
Well, I'm glad you brought it up because, my daughters every year were at the top of their classes. And they were presented with awards. They went on to be honor students. My daughter was an attorney, went to Leiden, did 3 masters in law, came back to St. Martin. And then we don't want to honor those who really excel, who work hard.
Yeah.
My other daughter was a medical doctor, honors class in medical school. But again, when those events took place at that time, those names that you mentioned were not there. This is just about 8-9 years ago, the last one.
Yes.
But what you see is that our people, we resent our own if they're at the top.
Sadly, yes.
Even the teachers resent them. The teachers want to see those names that you just called off. That's the people they want to see. If we don't change that in this island and focus on our young people, encourage them to excel, because your point is so accurate. And at the same time, when they do excel, and they return to St. Martin, they're not punished.
Yes, honor them.
Exactly.
Yes, give them the respect.
An Indian guy, and I think you know him too, he has since passed away, a very good friend of my family, once said to me, Oral, in St. Martin, we punish success and we reward failure.
Yeah. Mediocrity. We reward mediocrity, which is really sad. So that's just one of the expressions in there. And as you see, it forces you to think and to really reflect on what's happening in the society. And if we're going to really honor those who excel, we need to honor all those who excel, indeed.
You see, that's why I say that the book, there's such a surprise in it when you go through it to read it.
It is, yes.
There's one you have here, to lead is to influence. I said, well, Tobias is going to be a politician now.
Not at all. I think if I were to get paid a dollar every time someone asks me that or makes that statement, I'll have quite a bit of money. But politics, no. I think the book in itself, it shows what insights I have, but politics, that's a different nature, a different beast, and I leave that for the politicians.
But it could be beautiful, because when you enter politics, you get a chance to make some real good changes in people's lives.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we only do it to improve ourselves and our family and friends, and we forget the people who put us there.
Yes. Yeah. I've learned one thing though over the years, Oral. And you would have remembered at the launch, my daughter did a short reading of part of the letter that I had written in there for her.
Right.
And in there, one of the things I told her is to blossom where you're planted. And I've learned in life that whatever role you put me in, I'm simply going to do my very best, raise the standard. So it doesn't necessarily have to be in politics. And if those who look at my life and the things I've been involved in, they would realize that indeed I've spent most of my life blossoming where I was planted and doing my very best and contributing to the island of St. Martin.
And that's accurate, and it's so true.
Yes.
Unfortunately, there's another truth, whereby if you want to be a millionaire quick, enter politics.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
And I'm good. I like sleeping well at night.
Well, I like the part with your letter to your daughter and how they come up and read that was really good.
Yes. My daughter and I don't live together. She lives with her mom and we're not together. But we spend a lot of time, taking her to school, from school to events, and we talk a lot. And I said, sometimes you have to document things in such a manner that even if I'm not here tomorrow and any challenges that she's going through, she can pick up that book, open that open letter to her, and get some sort of inspiration and motivation. So I only had her read a very small piece of it, because I said if the folks who want to hear the entire letter, they'll have to buy the book.
Get the book.
Yes, get the book.
It's so interesting. The other one that was done about love.
Yes, blindsided by love. Yes.
That's just scared the hell out of me sometimes. Bam!
That was the whole idea, to get everyone's attention. Yes, blindsided by love. Actually, I think it was probably the first real speech that I had written about love. But again, as you can see, it's written in a very simple manner. But it's one of those topics that everyone can relate to.
Very good,
the courting period when you first fall in love. Sometimes you're not looking for it, and out of nowhere it hits you, and suddenly your life is changed in such a manner that you can never imagine it until you've experienced it. And a lot of folks have experienced it, and that's why you were talking about if I was looking at the faces of the audience, and I was, and you could see the audience really eating out of the palms of Tamara Groeneveld. She's the one that did that expression, and she's one of our own local poets and entrepreneurs and authors as well. And she did a fantastic job with it as well.
I had her in this program when she launched her book. It's quite interesting to see how things go on this island. And I looked at the audience and the people who turned out, and you had a good cross-section of all people. That was good.
Yes. And that was the intention when we sat and put together the invitation list. I said I want to have some family members there. My family was there. I thank them for coming out. And of course, then friends or Toastmasters, colleagues from the job as well. And a wide cross-section of the community. You would have seen yourself. You were there, Michael Ferrier, and some of the others that came out too. And came out and actually enjoyed it at the end. Oral, just like you said, most of them were pretty surprised with the actual style of the book launch.
I'm laughing because somebody came and said, "Well, the first time we see you at an event."
I said, they got you to come up.
No, I said, hold it there, Badden. It's not like that. I don't go where I'm not invited. If I don't get an invitation, I don't go.
Yes.
And if I get an invitation, and it's very late, that I can't go. But if I get an invitation, how you send out the invitation, then I can make plans to be there, because I have a very intense schedule. I said, no, if you don't see me, I really wasn't invited, because the person was surprised to see me there,
Yes.
But it was great. Man.
What was your overall impression of the book launch?
I think it was good, because I've gone to, I don't want to call names, but I've gone to some of them, and you fall asleep.
Yes.
You couldn't fall asleep there at that one. You know, it really had you going, man. And that's just,
Yes.
To see the people laughing and to see Emilia and Tamara
really performing.
Man. And the lady with the gilder again, what's her name?
Annette Marlin.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everybody was good.
Yes,
you know?
yes,
And Miss Bridger, your partner, did the whole presentation. It was excellent.
Yes. The last presentation that was done before my daughter read, which was the dramatic piece, the Market Lady, the ladies that did the dramatic piece as well, that was also fantastically done. It's like I said, a poem, not a poem, but a monologue that I had written for a lady on the French side, Claudine Beat. She was also a Toastmaster. She's no longer with us. She passed away. When she asked me to write something, a project for her, for those who knew her, she was a heavy lady, you know, beautiful heavy lady, powerful lady. And because of her, I wrote The Market Lady, that monologue. And it was then taken by the local drama group, Jamila Javor and her group, the Judah Jubilee Company, and turned into a play. And they expanded the material as well. And they also did a fantastic job that evening of bringing The Market Lady to life.
It was very well done. You know, I'm very critical of certain things. I couldn't find anything wrong with that for sure. Definitely, really.
Those ladies are professionals.
Yeah, they're good.
Yes.
And they're from the French side.
They're from the production company is on the Dutch side, but two of the ladies are from the French side, and the third one is from the Dutch side. Yeah. Rita Carty, along with her daughter Joy Carty. Joy studied drama, so she's very good. And then we had Isabella Hyman Grano, who is also a brilliant performer as well.
It was good. And you see what happened? I don't know if you've gone to a lot of shows or plays during Ian Valls and Louis Lares era.
Yes.
And I always had a problem with a lot of local actors. And the reason for that is that they were screaming. You don't have to scream.
No.
Just do it. Just be cool.
Be yourself.
And I couldn't understand that. And I didn't like it. And when I saw these three ladies, they weren't screaming. You know?
They're natural.
Yeah,
they're naturals, yes. They're
So
naturals.
the acting to me was very good compared to what I've seen before with a lot of our local actors who like to go up there and scream their head off, but it's not the case.
Yeah. But we were very pleased with them. That's the second time that they've done that production of the Market Lady. And I must admit, I was at the first one, and this second one, they simply blew me away because they stepped it up a level and they really performed. I think they also fed from the response they were getting from the crowd and really delivered a great performance. Yes.
And all those fruits were real fruits?
All the fruits were real fruits. I don't know what they did with them after, but they were all real fruits. And those ladies took it very serious, and we were quite pleased with what they did. Yes.
Man, I tell you, I'm using the word surprise so often now. I was surprised at the launch, surprised at the book. Everything was great.
Yes.
Are people asking you what next besides the manuscript that you're working on? If you're going to do like a follow-up part 2 of this book?
I'm getting a lot of questions if there's going to be Expressions Part 2. But my response is I'm going to measure how this first one does. Sometimes when you put something out there, you have to give it enough time so that it really gets out to the manner in which it gets out. And then after that, I'm going to look at what I'm going to do next. So it's my first foray into being an author. And I'm looking forward to the overall response and then to see how I continue after that. I'm getting up in age as well, Oral. So it'll be probably something nice to do more writing.
Think about what the old man said.
The old man was.
No, I think you got a lot of years ahead of you, man. So
Thank you.
I want to go back to that old man thing. That part with the fella, he dropped dead.
The rooster. Yes, that was a very good one. He outsmarted the younger rooster. Yes.
You gotta keep people entice them. So
yes.
Fella dropped dead.
Yes.
I gotta buy that book.
But indeed, I really am pleased, like I said, with the way in which the book launch went. I want to thank all those who came out, those who performed, all the organizers. The JW Marriott, the resort itself, from the time we approached them, they were all in favor. They really bent over backwards and gave us so many great things, including a room for the evening and everything. So I have to thank them as well for the great job they do. And of course, to the general public, the book is available, as I said, on Amazon. It can also be picked up at Adolphus Technology or Van Dorpedin, and it's just $29.99 for the book. But Oral, I'm sure you would agree that it is worth the price.
Yeah, definitely.
And the messages that are in there are indeed messages that are going to resonate with quite a large cross section of the population.
Look, it's $29.99, well spent. It's going to make you laugh.
Yes.
And you're going to enjoy it. I mean, I can't say more than that. Really, I was surprised. I didn't expect it.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it. When you surprise people and they don't expect something, and then it's like, it's there. You know?
And there were folks that told us that they couldn't make it, and after that they said they're sorry they weren't there, because when they heard how nice it was, they also had the impression, like you said, it's probably just going to be another book launch. We'll go there and sit down, and I can buy the book after and don't have to go through that. But indeed, they said they were sorry they could not be there. We did do a video of it, and hopefully we'll get that video soon, and and then folks would also be able to see how wonderful the launch was and go out and get the book as well.
All right. So again, Mr. Tobias, I want to wish you much success on your first book as author of Impressions of an Optimistic Soul.
Thank you.
And hope to see you back sometime again.
Thanks for having me, and I hope to be back. Thanks again, Oral. Take care.
And that's it for now on Speaking of Everything on YouTube, Facebook, and on Hot 99.9 FM radio. See you next time. Take care. Bye.